When poverty comes in the door, love goes out the window. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. The world will ask you who you are, and if you do not know, the world will tell you. You become wise when you begin to run out of money. If you fear something, you give it power over you. The less we know, the longer our explanations. Don't handicap your children by making their lives easy. The tongue of the fool is always long. One eye is a better witness than two ears. Use your enemy's hand to catch a snake. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. Power is not alluring to pure minds. Ignorance is preferable to error, and he is less remote from the truth who believes nothing than he who believes what is wrong. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason to whatever results they led, and bearding every authority which stood in their way. Walking is the best possible exercise. Habituate yourself to walk very far. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation which give you happiness. Determine never to be idle. No person will have occasion to complain of the want of time who never loses any. It is wonderful how much may be done if we are always doing. Only aim to do your duty, and mankind will give you credit where you fail. Don't talk about what you have done or what you are going to do. It is always better to have no ideas than false ones, to believe nothing than to believe what is wrong. Leave all the afternoon for exercise and recreation, which are as necessary as reading. I will rather say more necessary, because health is worth more than learning. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. Our greatest happiness does not depend on the condition of life in which chance has placed us, but is always the result of a good conscience, good health, occupation, and freedom in all just pursuits. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. I cannot live without books. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. My theory has always been that if we are to dream, the flatteries of hope are as cheap and pleasanter than the gloom of despair. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. Honesty is the first chapter of the book Wisdom. The legitimate powers of government extend to such acts only as are injurious to others. It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. I sincerely believe that banking establishments are more dangerous than standing armies, and that the principle of spending money to be paid by posterity under the name of funding is but swindling futurity on a large scale. On matters of style, swim with the current. On matters of principle, stand like a rock. The most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. We in America do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participate. I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences attending too much liberty than to those attending too small a degree of it. History in general only informs us what bad government is. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain always cool and unruffled under all circumstances. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Question with boldness even the existence of a God, because, if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only object of good government. Our country is now taking so steady a course as to show by what road it will pass to destruction, to wit, by consolidation of power first, and then corruption, its necessary consequence. When we get piled upon one another in large cities, as in Europe, we shall become as corrupt as Europe. A fool can be identified by only two things. He talks much about things of little value, and he complains about things that cannot be changed. Sometimes it is said that man cannot be trusted with the government of himself. Can he then be trusted with the government of others? Or have we found angels in the form of kings to govern him? Let history answer this question. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy as cause for withdrawing from a friend. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. In every country and every age, the priest had been hostile to liberty. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The most successful war seldom pays for its losses. A Bill of Rights is what the people are entitled to against every government, and what no just government should refuse or rest on inference. I hope we shall crush in its birth the aristocracy of our moneyed corporations, which dare already to challenge our government to a trial by strength and bid defiance to the laws of our country. Merchants have no country. The mere spot they stand on does not constitute so strong an attachment as that from which they draw their gains. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure till you know there is no hook beneath it. Whenever a man has cast a longing eye on offices, a rottenness begins in his conduct. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes, a principle which, if acted on, would save 1/2 the wars of the world. Never spend your money before you have earned it. Money, not morality, is the principal commerce of civilized nations. To compel a man to furnish funds for the propagation of ideas he disbelieves and abhors is sinful and tyrannical. But friendship is precious, not only in the shade, but in the sunshine of life, and thanks to a benevolent arrangement, the greater part of life is sunshine. The earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. When a man assumes a public trust, he should consider himself a public property. That government is the strongest of which every man feels himself a part. Commerce with all nations, alliance with none should be our motto. Mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. He who knows best knows how little he knows.